coming back, so the goal should be communicated to the right people. I mean, it's not necessary for an office boy to know, isn't it? But for a sales manager, it is important to know that, because if he does not know that he needs to work towards achieving a revenue of 1 billion, then he will not push or he will not strategize to reach that goal. Okay, so it is very important. Individuals in the organization need to accept the goal. So the goal should also be acceptable. It should be realistic. It should be practical. You can't set a goal like I said, bring the moon down to the earth. You cannot set a goal like that, isn't it? Because it is not practical. It is not feasible. Right? So the goal should be accepted by the organization. It should be practical. Though it is not possible for everyone in the organization to agree with the goal, it is essential the goals be clearly understood, communicated, allowing people to address whatever concerns they have about the goals. Whether they agree with them or not, all employees need to work towards accomplishing the company's goals. So sometimes, some people don't agree with it. But if the majority of the organization accepts it, they are ready to work towards that goal. The others also have to fall in line and accept it. Okay? So common theme of a primary goal is that most companies' primary goal is to maximize shareholder return. Maximize shareholder return is nothing but maximizing the company's profits, because higher the profit, automatically the shareholder will get a better return. Okay, so most of the company, except for non-profit organizations, and we are not talking about non-profit organizations here. We're always talking about businesses. Okay, most of the businesses goal is to maximize the profit and continue to earn decent returns on the amount invested. So the company's goals should include these. Okay, they should include profit and profit growth. They should always be included. However, pursuit of current profits should not be permitted to lead to management actions that will be determinant of long-term profitability and profit growth. So you don't chase short-term returns at the cost of long-term returns. Okay, that is what it means. You're not here to just get a 1 day benefit out of one, make a profit on 1 day and then not make any profits for the rest of the year. That's not the goal, right? You're here to look at long-term returns. Okay, you have to balance both. There is a balance between current or short-term profits and the long-term profits. So there's an example here. For instance, cutting expenditure for research and development, marketing, or new capital investment will increase short-term profits, but it will do so at the expense of long-term profits, because if you're not being if you're not introducing new products in the market, if you're not being if you're not spending money on promoting your products or advertising, then obviously you're going to affect your long-term profits. Okay, also too much pressure to increase current profits can lead managers to take actions that are unethical, such as misrepresenting the true performance of the company to shareholders and others. So if a manager or if a senior manager is being paid a bonus, okay, and the bonus, let's say, dependent on what what profits he achieves every week, which is very short term, isn't it? Current profits very weak, then they will manipulate. Okay, they will use unethical means to show higher sales so that their bonus is not affected. So don't put too much of pressure on current profits. That is what it means. So if you say, okay, at the end of the year, so long as you meet the target by the year end, okay, your bonus will be paid out to you. Then the manager has a breathing space. So even if he does not achieve the profits or required sales this month, he knows that he has time. In the next 6 months, he can make it up. But if you tell him no, it has to be a week on week, okay, then he is in a tight spot. So he will manipulate. He will or she will adopt unethical means to show that they are meeting the targets, which is not good for the company. Okay, on the whole, because the values then get affected. And values get affected, the mission statement and the mission also gets affected. So what are the characteristics of a good what are the characteristics of a good goal? Okay, now a good goal is precise and measurable. So your goal is very well defined. Okay, you can clearly state, like I gave you an example, I want my organization to become a $1 billion company. But if you say company should have revenues in billions, how much is that? 5 billion, 4 billion, 1 billion, 3 billion? It's not measured. It's not accurate. Okay, it's very vague. Smart, yes. Do you know what the expansion of SMART is? It's very specific. You can measure it. It is realistic. Okay, you can achieve it. Achievable. It's realistic, and it is time bound. Very important. Okay, I can say the organization should earn revenues in $1 billion, but if it takes 100 years to earn $1 billion, is it worth it? Okay, when all the other companies in the industry are doing or achieving that goal in, let's say, 5 years, and you will take 100 years, it's not reasonable, isn't it? It is not realistic then. Okay, so you are time bound. That's right. Coming back here, they're precise and measurable for these very reasons, for the reason of SMART, which Leju has listed out there. Thanks for that, Leju. The goal should be precise and measurable. Okay, they should be crucial and address important issues. So when you say they should be crucial, what do you mean by that? And they should address important issues. So what does it mean by that? We say crucial because if it is not going to be, a serious goal, okay, if it is going to be a frivolous goal, which has no impact, okay, or which people will not take seriously, then they are not going to work towards achieving that goal. And similarly, it should be address important issues. So one of the important issues is profitability, right? Now, every organization wants to be profitable. So if it is not going to be important, okay, or if the goal is not going to be realistic, and if people are not going to consider that to be important, okay, then they will not put in an effort to work towards that goal. Okay, so number of goals should be limited so managers can maintain the focus on them. Also, when we say number of goals should be limited, say prioritize your goals. Okay, so this year you have a priority of achieving 4 or 5 goals. Don't give 50 goals and say achieve these in a year. Prioritize your goals. So what is really important, what has the top priority, those should be set, and the managers should be asked to work towards those goals. Okay, the next point is they should be challenging while at the same time being realistic. That is what SMART is about. Achievable, at the same time being realistic. A goal that is too unrealistic may cause employees to either give up or embark upon unethical behavior in an attempt to meet the goal. On the other hand, a goal that is not challenging enough may not motivate them also enough. Okay. So what is the fallout of a goal not being or being very unrealistic? Then should they specific they should be achieved by this. They can create a sense, so that is time bound. Okay, like Lejo mentioned, the goal should be time bound. They can create a sense of urgency and also allow prioritization. So some goals need to be achieved very quickly because it has a big impact on the organization, and there are some goals which can wait. Okay, it might take some time, so they can wait. So that is what helps, when you set a timeline to each of these goals, then people understand the urgency, okay, the importance of that goal, and they work on those goals which require immediate attention, right? That's about characteristics of a good goal. So goals and objectives. If there is no agreement, okay, on what the goal should be, then or how different it should be, okay, then you're going to be in a soup, because you're not working towards a common goal. You're not working towards a common aim. You're not working towards a common focus. Okay. No agreement as to what they are and how different they should be. Generally, a corporate goal is future state that the company wants to achieve. Objectives are a series of steps taken to attain the goal. Objectives are the smaller targets that need to be hit in order to achieve a goal. So if you're not in agreement on what the goal is, or how you're going to achieve it, or how will it differ from your current goal, then it's going to be difficult for you to achieve those goals, because you don't know in which direction you want to move in. You will have 5 different options. You'll have 5 different ways of achieving that goal, that you don't know which way to adopt and which direction to move in. Okay, so generally a goal is a future state that the company wants to achieve. So where does it want to be in next 2 years? It wants to be a market leader. Where does it want to be? And there are objectives which are set. Objectives are like stepping stones. Okay, they take you, each objective which is achieved takes you closer to achieving your goal. They are the stepping stones. So your objectives are smaller targets that need to be hit in order to achieve your goal. So when all your objectives are met, that means your goal is also met. Okay, because you're taking small steps to achieve your goal. Units or departments within the organization have goals and objectives they need to meet in order to make the contribution to attaining the corporate goal. And individuals within the organization also have their individual goals and objectives. Like I told last time, it's a pyramid. Okay. So at the bottom, the flow level, you set a goal at the flow level, a productivity target, a quality target, whatever it is. Okay. Then that rolls up to the department or the unit. Okay. Then that rolls up to the section. And from the section, it rolls up to the business unit. And from the business unit to the enterprise. Okay. That's how it rolls up. So you set goals at each level. Okay. Depending upon what level you are, your goals are set according to your level, according to your requirements. Okay. So if I'm a flow supervisor, okay, for example, I'm a production supervisor or a production manager, then my goals will be based on my production of my entire production team. Okay. The production department, that will what the goal will be set at the production department level for a production manager. Okay. Then that rolls up to the section. Okay. So if you have 5 units, in the production, if you're manufacturing 5 different units, then the sections goal will be set, saying that okay, the production section needs to have so much of productivity. It has to give me a profitability of 5% on the capital invested in all the sections, whatever it may be. Then that becomes a business unit goal. So okay, so now this goal is for the production or the section of, let's say, garments. So that's a section, garment sections, ready-made garments. So their section will have its own targets, and then the entire business. So it rolls up. So the goals have to be set at each level at each category, because depending upon who is working in what level, the goals will be set according to that. Okay. So achieving goals. So how do you know you have achieved your goal? Effectiveness, efficiency are measures of this process of achieving goals. Okay. So you're ultimately at the target. Once you achieve your goal, your target is met, you have achieved your goal. But how do you know you're progressing or you're on the right track in achieving your goals? You know that. So effectiveness, efficiency are measures of this process of achieving goals. So at every stage, you measure how effective your actions are and how efficient they are in taking you towards achieving your goals. Are you on track? So if your goal is to achieve $1 billion revenue and it's in a period of 5 years, and let's say you are in your third year and you have achieved a target of, let's say, 3.5 or $4 billion dollars, so you're on track. You're very close to achieving your goal. You can achieve your next 1 billion in the 1 year or not. So the efficiency and effectiveness measure your achievement of your goals. So that's the first part. Then the second, so what are we looking at? We're looking at these, okay, strategic planning. So we talked about missions and goals of the company. Now, second part of it is analyzing external competitive environment. Okay, so that we are going to go to now, analyzing the external environment. The second step in strategic planning process is analyzing the external environment. Why do you need to analyze the external environment? Why is it so important? Or how do you do that? What are the benefits of analyzing the external environment? Market capitalization. How is market capitalization going to affect your goal? How will it affect your strategy? If employee motivation is internal, isn't it? Employees related to your company. You're not going to look at who's working outside. Industry standards, yes, to capture percentage of market of total share. Yes. Market, that's not market capitalization. Okay, that is market penetration. Okay, to capture the percentage of share of total market. That's market penetration. Government policies, risks and opportunities. What else? Taxation. All these are external factors, isn't it? So you will analyze the external environment. Now, if I set a goal that I want to achieve, let's say a market competition, yes, very important. So if I set a goal that I want to be a $1 billion company, okay, but if it is such that the government policy is that you cannot expand your business beyond $250,000, will I be able to achieve my goal? I want to become a $1 billion company. This qualification. But if the government sets a condition that your business cannot expand beyond $250,000, will I be able to achieve my goal? No. So these are all external factors. These all affect how your business is going to be impacted by these conditions. So let's study those in detail. Okay. So opportunities arise when companies can leverage external conditions to develop and implement strategies that will make them more profitable. So it is not only about negative effect, but it is also about the positive effect, the opportunities. Okay. So you see that there is a market and you have a 25% market share. Your competitor is also there who has, let's say, a 60% market share or 65% market share. Now let's say due to an untoward incident, there's a strike in that factory, in your competitor's factory. So that's an opportunity for you, isn't it? Because he's not able to supply the goods. So that's an opportunity for you to capture the market. So you can increase your production, start supplying more goods because there's a demand, there is a gap, okay, between the demand and supply. There is a space which can be filled by you. So use it as an opportunity. Strategize how you can capture the market which the competitor has vacated due to the strike in the competitor's factory or organization, right? These are all external environments, okay, to develop and implement strategies that will make them more profitable, right? It's not only about that. It's not only about your competitor. It could also be, how can you expand your market? You might start looking at new, areas, new countries where you can sell your product and get a better profit. So all these will be external environments. And then comes the point, threats. Threats include conditions in the external environment that pose a danger to the profitability. So anything which stops achieving your goal, okay, anything which prevents you from achieving your goal is a threat. You can you can uh, you can counter the threat in many ways. Okay, one of them is to mitigate the threat, that is to reduce. One of them is accept the threat and work around the threat. Okay, the another way is eliminate the threat. So people who studied part one, yeah, risk management would know about it. Okay, so we know, sorry, not part one, part two. Risk management would know about, enterprise risk management would know about it. Okay. There's also another under part two. There's one more place where risk comes. Risk, enterprise risk management, and I think in part one also somewhere it comes. So threats, threats are nothing but risks. Okay, it's another form of risk. Okay? So you have different ways to counter it, either by mitigating it or by working around it. That is all by avoiding it totally. Okay, so that's another part of analyzing the external environment. There are three external environments: the industry, the country, okay, and the macro environment. So the industry is your local, okay, your local government, your local environment, not your local government, your local environment, your competitors, okay, your market. That's the industry. The country or the national environment in which the company operates, as well as the international environment. So that is your whole country or your whole world, global world. If you have a global business, then the entire global world, okay, is or the country in which you operate. That's an external environment, and the macro environment in which it operates. Macro environment is nothing but the economic and social conditions, okay, of a industry or a country. It could be anything. It's a economic and social conditions. Economic conditions include your interest rate, your exchange rate, your financial rate, your financial markets, all of that, availability of capital, all of that is the macro environment. Okay, legal, your laws, your taxes, all of this is a macro environment. So there are three external environments. Okay. Now there's something called as five forces model, or it is called as a Porter's model. Okay. Five forces that impact the business. The strength of the five forces can change over the time as conditions in the industry change. Okay, what are the five forces? Well, these are the five forces. The risk of entry by potential competitors, the intensity of rivalry among established companies within an industry. So it is nothing but competition. The risk of entry by potential competitors, new entrant, okay, new company entering the market. The intensity of rivalry among established companies is your current competition, the bargaining power of buyers, okay, how much customer educated, okay, how much does the customer control of what a supplier sells, okay, the bargaining power of suppliers. So here it is the supplier, the seller, how much of control does the seller have, okay. So when you study, for example, when you study monopoly, oligopoly and all that, you understand how much of power is with the buyers in a perfectly competitive market, okay. A seller is a price taker, the price is controlled by the buyers, okay? In a monopoly, the seller is a price maker because he controls the price or she controls the price. What price he or she fixes, the buyers have to buy it at that price, okay. The closeness of substitutes to an industry's product. So is there a substitute available? Is there another product available which can replace your product? Okay, these are the Porter's 5 forces. When one or more of these competitive forces is strong, it creates limitations on the company's ability to raise prices and earn greater profits. So if one of these points is strong, okay, or more than one is strong, then you are restricted. Okay, you are restricted in raising the price and earning greater profits. Thus, a strong competitive force depresses profits and so is a threat. That is why competition is a threat for you. Okay, a weak force is an opportunity. A weak competitive force allows the company to raise prices or make more profits. It is not only about raising prices; it could also be about getting a better market share. Okay, or finding new opportunities. It could be anything. Okay, so basically, eventually, what happens is you make better profit. The end result is that you make a better profit. So we spoke about the Porter's 5 forces, the risk of entry by potential competitors, the intensity of rivalry among established companies within an industry, the bargaining power of buyers, the bargaining power of suppliers, and the availability of a substitute to a product. That's about external environment. Then the third point, okay, in when we study that, the third point is internal. So if you see here, strategic planning, the third point is analyzing internal operating environment. That's the third point. Okay. So what is an internal environment? Okay. The purpose of internal analysis is to identify strength, weakness, and limitations within the organization. Okay. So somebody spoke about capital, expansion. So you're not only looking about external, you're also looking about your internal environment. The purpose of internal analysis is to identify strengths, weakness, and limitations within the organization. Okay. Now, how will you do this? How will you do this? How will you identify your strengths and weakness or your limitations within the organization? Can you tell me how will you do that? Can anybody tell me? Manpower. How will you use manpower to analyze your internal environment? Another commonly adopted method is benchmarking. Okay, Six Sigma. Yes, benchmarking is also one which is commonly adopted. Okay, you you benchmark yourself against an industry leader. Okay, you benchmark yourself against an industry leader, so you know where you stand against the best performer in the industry. Okay, so you know where your position is, and then you see how you can capitalize on your strengths and improve on your weaknesses. Okay, so there are a lot of tools available. There are a lot of skills and a lot of tools available. Yes, skill analysis is another way. A lot of tools available. Strengths lead to superior performance in the areas of efficiency, quality, and innovation, and responsiveness to customers. Weakness and limitations lead to inferior performance. So you will capitalize on your strength. So if you have, let's say your strength is that you have a very good industry marketing agency within your organization who comes up with excellent advertisements. Okay, so that's your strength. You will capitalize on that by coming out with innovative methods of advertising your product. Okay, so that will lead to efficiency. The efficiency is nothing but higher sales. Innovation is new ideas. Responsiveness to customers is you are able to adapt to the changing needs. So along with that, let's say you also have a weakness that the quality of your product is not that great. Okay, it is not the best in the market. So you will start working on that, how to improve the quality of your product, and along with your great marketing team, how you can capture more market so that you get a higher profit. So that's nothing but your internal environment. SWOT analysis is a very good tool which is used for internal analysis as well. Competitive advantage. Okay, the next part of it is competitive advantage. These are all something which comes in internal. Okay, so you are analyzing internal competitive advantage. What do you mean by competitive advantage? What a company does better than competitors. Okay, but it is not only doing it better, we need to be able to turn it into profit. So you should be able to capitalize on that. You should be able to exploit that advantage so that you can convert it into profit. So a completed competitive advantage is one that generates profit for us. Okay. So anything which gives you an edge over your competitor, anything which puts you a step ahead of your competitor is your competitive advantage. It could be anything. It could be technology. Okay. It could be, your quality. It could be, anything which gives you a step ahead of your competitor or gives you an edge over your competitor is your competitive advantage. However, if you're not able to convert it into profit, if you're not able to turn that, if you're not able to capitalize on that competitive advantage and convert it into profit, then it is a wasted effort. Okay, it's a wasted effort. Now, competitive advantage sometimes is for a very short period, but sometimes it's for a very long time. Okay, a sustained competitive advantage is able to maintain is able to maintain profits over a period of years. Okay, so competitive advantage can be short term or long term. The long term one will give you more profits over a larger period of time. Okay. Now, how do you create competitive advantage? In order to have a competitive advantage, a company must have or create two basic things. One is distinctive. Okay, it is unique. It is separate from everything else. Okay, it is unique. Distinctive competencies and the superior efficiency, quality, innovation, and customer responsiveness that result from them. The profitability is derived from those competencies. So what is the competency? The uniqueness. Okay, the profitability you will make out of that uniqueness will give you the competitive edge or advantage. And the value customers place on its product, the price that it charges for its product, and the cost of creating those products will give you the profitability. So let's now understand how this works. Let us say there are two vaccines available in the market. Okay, one, you don't know how long you will be vaccinated against coronavirus or COVID. Okay, let's call that vaccine A. It's available in the market, and the price is, let us say, $5 per vaccine. Okay, and you have another vaccine which tells you that we will give you lifelong protection against COVID. Okay, but it is priced at $25 a vaccine. Okay, now which one would you prefer? The price is 5 times more compared to vaccine A. Vaccine B will call is which gives you a lifelong protection. It is $25 and it is 5 times costlier than vaccine A. Which would you prefer? Vaccine A or vaccine B? Vaccine A, you don't know how long you're going to be protected. You know, it could be 6 months, it could be 1 year, it could be lifelong. You don't know. Okay. But vaccine B, you clearly know that you will get protection lifelong. Which vaccine would you prefer? B. Why? It is 5 times costly. Think about that also. Why B? It is 5 times costly. Lifelong. Okay, you are assured. I don't have any. You are assured of something, isn't it? So that assurance is the distinctive competency. Okay, that assurance that you will get lifelong protection is the distinctive competency. Okay? And company B will be able to capitalize on that. Okay, they will be able to make higher profits and converting that advantage, okay, the competency to their advantage and converting that into profits. That is what creating competitive advantages. So how do you create that? By superior efficiency. So you could increase the efficiency of production or efficiency of your vaccine, whatever it is, the quality, and being innovative, coming out with something new which nobody's come out with, okay, and being responsive to the customer's needs. All these, all a combination of all of these or one of these will give you an advantage, a unique advantage, which you can then convert it into profits. That is what creating competitive advantages. So here you go. Distinctive competency. It is superior efficiency, superior quality, superior innovations, superior customer response. All of these go into profitability, which give you a competitive advantage. Okay, it's in a diagram. Okay, so what is distinctive competencies? Distinctive competencies are strengths that a company has that enable it to have a differentiation advantage. So when we talked about the example of vaccine, okay, the differentiation advantage is lifelong protection, okay, and or meaning it is able to provide the customer with benefits that exceed those of its competitors. A cost advantage, meaning it is able to provide to a customer the same benefits as its competitors do, but at a substantially lower price. Distinctive competencies stem from two sources: resources and capabilities. Resources include everything: your money, your manpower, your machinery, your production line, your number of factories. It includes all of those. And capabilities include your ability to use those resources. Okay, ability to use those resources are capabilities. It could also mean you're having good people in your organization, people who know what they are doing, know how they are doing it, know why they are doing it, they know what needs to be done. So those are all capabilities. Okay, so distinctive competencies arise from two: either you have a unique advantage over your competitor in terms of the product, okay, or you have a cost advantage. You're giving the same product as a competitor, but you're able to give it at a far lower price than your competitor. Okay, so that is your cost advantage. Resources. Resources are factors that enable a company to create value for its customers. They can be financial, physical, social, human, technological, etc. Okay, they could also be tangible or intangible. Okay, tangible resource examples are land, building, inventory, cash, all anything which can be seen and felt. Okay, intangible resources are non-physical resources like brand name, company reputation, property. Okay, it's not, sorry, not property, patents, brand name, company reputation, patents, copyrights, trademarks, knowledge, employees' knowledge, very important. Okay, the more difficult, expensive to replicate, the more valuable it is. Okay, so resources, the more difficult they are to replicate, to create, okay, the more valuable they are. Capabilities. Capabilities refer to company's ability to coordinate its resources and to put them to productive use. So I told you, bringing all of your resources and knowing how to use it, where to use it, what to use when. Okay, all that are functions of the way in which management makes decisions and manages its internal rules, routines, and procedures to achieve its organizational objectives. So it's nothing but your management. Okay, your management of your resources is the capability. A company's capabilities are the result of its organizational structure, process, and control systems. So all of these are nothing but management. Okay, how do you manage your productivity? Your employees are supposed to work 8 hours. For example, your employees in the factory are supposed to work 8 hours. So if you have a good production manager, he or she will make sure that they are able to get the maximum production from the employees in those 8 hours. But if you have an incapable production manager, you will see that the employees are working only for 6 hours, and the 2 hours they're sitting idle. They are whiling away the time. Okay, they're chit chatting. They're doing something which is unproductive, or they're taking extended breaks, or whatever it could be. I'm just giving you vague examples. Okay, so the ability of the management to manage the processes and how it make sure that there are specific controls in place to ensure smooth functioning of the organization is your capability. They are intangible because they are functions of the way individuals within the organization interact, cooperate, and make decisions. Okay, so it's nothing but how you treat your resources. Okay, how you manage your resources is your capability. A company might have valuable resources, but without the capability to use them effectively, it may not be able to create a distinctive competency. So let me give an example. Okay, so you have a mine. Okay, the mine has capacity to give you 100 kgs of a particular ore. Let's say it's an iron ore mine. Okay, a iron ore mine has a capacity to give you 100 kgs of iron ore every day. But if you don't have capable people, when I say capable people, if you don't have management, okay, or production engineers who know how to extract iron ore efficiently, they won't be able to reach that 100 kgs. Okay, they will be able to reach 60, 65, 70. But if you have a very qualified, capable, production manager, a geologist or a miner, okay, who knows how to extract that iron ore, okay, efficiently in a productive manner, in a simple and easy manner, he will be able to extract not only 100 but even might be able to exceed that. Okay, that is capability. On the other hand, if a company has capabilities that its competitors do not have, it may not need to have any special resources. Okay, resources can always be worked around, but capability is something which is very difficult. If a company has the same resources that its competitors have, but it has the ability to manage them more productively than its competitors, it will be a distinctive competency. So I have both the resources as well as the capability. Okay. So see, let's look at it this way. Now my resource, the mind. Okay. My capability is the ability to extract that iron ore. So if I have a capability, but if I don't have a resource, if I don't own a mine, I can still overcome that by leasing a mine and then extracting that iron ore. Okay, but if I have a mine and I don't have a capability, then I will not be able to extract that iron ore. Even though I have the asset, okay, even though I have the resource, I'm not able to make the maximum use of it. Now, if I have a mine as well as a good capability, a good production manager, then I have an advantage over my competitors. Okay, because I'm able to make the maximum extraction at a minimum cost. Hence, I will stand an advantage. I will have a competitive advantage, competitive edge. Therefore, capabilities are essential for distinctive competency, whereas special resources are not always necessary. Capability takes a precedence or has more importance over resources. If you have both, then you will definitely have a competitive advantage. Okay. If you have a capability but no resource, you can still get some amount of competitive advantage. If you have a resource but no capability, then it is difficult to get a competitive advantage. Okay, that's what it means. Superiority. Four factors that derive directly from a company's distinctive competencies create competitive advantage. These four factors called generic distinctive competencies because any company can pursue them. The four factors are superior efficiency, superior quality, superior innovation, and superior customer responsiveness or customer service. Okay, so any company can pursue them, even if you don't have special resources, okay, or special capabilities. You can still achieve higher efficiency, superior efficiency. You can still get good quality from your product just by buying good raw material, making good production. You can get good quality product. You don't need any special resource or you don't need any special capability. Superior innovation, being innovative, thinking out of the box, and putting the customer first. Superior customer response is nothing but putting the customer first. You can still get some amount of competitive advantage. You might not get a large or huge amount of competitive advantage, but you can definitely get some amount of competitive advantage. So what is superior efficiency? Efficiency is the relationship between input and output. Inputs are the factors of production such as land, labor, capital, etc. Outputs are goods and services produced. The more efficient the company is, the fewer inputs will be required to produce a given product. Okay, efficiency is nothing but making the best use of available resources. Okay, it's nothing but making the best use of available resources. The company that can produce output with the fewest inputs will have the lowest cost structure, other things being equal. So there are other things being equal. That's a consideration or an assumption made that other things are equal. Therefore, superior efficiency leads to lower cost, which in turn leads to higher profitability and competitive advantage. Employee productivity and capital productivity are examples of superior efficiency. Okay. Superior quality. A product of superior quality exists when customers consider that product's attribute gives them higher utility than the attributes of a competing product. When the customer sees more value in your product, okay, that means there is quality in your product. He sees more value for the same price he pays. Okay, then there is quality. The attribute customers consider important for quality are excellence, design, styling, appeal, features, functions, reliability, after sales service. All these are qualities. So if they see more value in your product or value, these are all nothing but value in your product. If they see more value in your product, then there is superior quality. Excellent includes quality material, fine styling, etc. Reliability means that the product consistently does what it was designed to do, does it well, and rarely breaks down. Okay? So when you buy things, okay, obviously you expect it to last. You don't expect to buy a product, use it and throw it, isn't it? So if you're giving, let's say you are going to buy a what shall we say? Let's say you're going to buy a thermos flask. Okay, you have two companies thermos flask available. Okay, company A, company B. The price of both, okay, is, let's say, $12. The price of both is $12. Now, if you buy company A, okay, you use it times, the third time it doesn't keep things hot at all. Why you buy company B, okay, you use it 25 times, still things remain hot. Would you like to buy product company A's thermos flask or company B's thermos flask? Which one would you like to buy? B. Why is it B? Why B? It's reliable, right? And it does its job. The job of a thermos flask is to keep things hot, right? Company A's thermos flask twice it keeps and then it becomes cold. It doesn't do the job, isn't it? But company's B flask does the job. Okay, that is quality because you can rely on it. You know that it does its job. Okay, what it's supposed to do, it does. You like, so the price is the same, but you're getting more value out of it. You're getting a greater amount of value out of it. So you would prefer to buy product B or company B's thermos flask. That is superior quality. Superior innovation. Innovation is the creation of new products or new processes. Okay. Product innovation is the development of new or improved products. Process innovation is the development of a new process for producing and or delivering products. Product innovation creates value by developing products that customers perceive as having more utility, and thus the company's pricing options for them are increased. Process innovation can create value by decreasing cost. So let's come back to the same example of two thermos. Okay. Now thermos A does not have a carrying handle. Okay. But thermos B, they innovate. So they introduced a flask in the product. The flask was well accepted. It was a quality product. Now their sales are stagnating. So what they do, they become innovative. So thermos B, what they do, they innovate and they add a handle to the thermos flask so that it becomes easy to carry it around. Okay, or they add a glass to the thermos flask so that you can use the glass to pour whatever drink it is and use it to drink. They become innovative. Now, would you still prefer product A? No, now does it change? Okay, product A cost is still $12. product B is now become $13. From $12, it has become $13. So in product B, you're getting two things, not only quality, but you're getting some additional benefits, which you generally use when you travel by train or bus. You need something to drink from, isn't it? So they have added a glass. Now, which one would you still prefer? Product A is $1 cheaper. Would you still buy it? You'll still buy. You're still willing to pay the higher price, isn't it? That is product innovation. What is process innovation? Process innovation is now company B has experimented and developed a new, let's say, developed a new kind of material, okay, which keeps the liquid warmer for additional 2 hours, okay, and it makes the product cost of production cheaper by $2. Okay, they've identified all the developed a new material which makes uh, the liquid stay hot longer by 2 additional hours, and it makes the production cost cheaper by $2. So what they do, they introduce a new product in the market with the new material, and they reduce the price from $12 to $11. Now, will you buy A or B? A is still the same old flask. Okay, no change, the same material, same performance, same cost. B is a new product which keeps the liquid hot longer by 2 hours. Okay, and cheaper by $1 compared to A. Which one will you go for? Which one would you go for? A or B? One satisfying power even A has, because it does the job for 2 days, 3 days. It does the job. It keeps the liquid hot for about 5 hours. It's even that one satisfying power. But what is the difference between A? Why will you buy B? Additional features. Is it additional features, or is it something which gives you more value? There's no additional feature, isn't it? It just keeps the product hotter for 2 more hours. Okay, and it is $1 cheaper. It's more value, isn't it? For lesser price, you're getting a more value picture. What is the purpose of a thermos flask? It is to keep things hot, isn't it? That is the main purpose. So at a cheaper price, you're getting a product. You're getting a product that will keep it hotter for a longer period. So it is giving you more value. That is process innovation. At the end of it, you're reducing the cost and giving a greater value, because you're satisfying the customer more. So that is process innovation, right? Innovation in products and processes is perhaps the most important component of competitive advantage. Okay, competition is driven by innovations and price. These are only two things. So you look at the cars. Okay, every time a car, somebody adds a new feature to a car, another car manufacturer wants to outdo that by adding that feature at a higher level. Okay, product innovation gives the innovator something that is unique, and this uniqueness provides differentiation that in turn allows the company to charge a premium price for its product. Okay, so that's product differentiation. Process innovation reduces cost below the competitor's cost of manufacturing. So the seller is able to reduce the price for the same features as a competitor's product, but at a cheaper rate. Okay. Superior customer responsiveness includes both identifying customer needs and satisfying them. Customer response time, or the time required to deliver a product or perform a service, is also an important aspect. So it is not only about giving service, but giving service on time is also important. These factors also allow a company to differentiate itself from less responsive competitors, build brand loyalty, and charge a premium price. So let us say you have one pizza delivery which gives you a pizza for $3, but the delivery time is 45 minutes. Okay, and you have another pizza manufacturer who charges you $3.25. They charge you 25 cents more, but they tell you that we will deliver the pizza within 15 minutes. Will you be willing to pay the 25 cents extra to get the 15-minute delivery? Yes. Good example of that is Amazon Prime. Okay, when you subscribe to Amazon Prime, you get 1 day delivery free of cost, isn't it? So that's a good example. They are able to deliver on time. Okay, and to deliver on time, they charge you extra. They want you to subscribe to Prime. There is a cost involved in it, right? Or even if you don't subscribe, if you want a 1 day delivery, they charge you 250 rupees to deliver it within 1 day. That's additional price. So those are what customer responsiveness is about. And these factors create loyalty, brand loyalty, and they give you an edge over your customer, also over your competitor. Next is utility and profit. Utility is a benefit that the customer perceives. The more utility the customer receives, the more they will pay. Okay, because if they see that there is more value in that product, the more they will pay. Price is usually less than the utility received. Utility minus cost is equal to created value. Utility minus price is equal to consumer surplus. Okay, utility is, let's say, $15 and the cost is $12. $3 is the created value. Okay, $3 is the value for the customer. That's the value you have created for the customer. You are giving him a product which he can use. He's paying $3 to get a benefit out of that product. Now let's say utility is now, let's say, no, $15. Price is only $5. Okay, then it is consumer surplus because he's able to gain much more than the price he's paid for that particular product. Okay, that product is actually worth $10. Okay, but somebody is selling it for $5 for whatever reason. So what he would have otherwise bought for $10, he's now buying for $5. So the utility he gains out of that product is far exceeding the price he pays for that ordinarily. That is consumer surplus. More utility or lower cost leads to more profit. Okay? So it could be one of these. Either the cost is lower or the utility is more. Then you have higher profit. Because you can, if your utility is more, you can charge a higher price. If your cost is lower, then you have a chance to charge less than your competitor and still make more profit. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, we will stop the class here.